Top 10 with Tia is brought to you by Speed Republic from Mad Cave Studios. In the near future, Europe is plagued by hollow visions of unity. Food is scarce, the water is polluted, and health is a luxury reserved for the 1%. An escape from poverty presents itself once a year in the form of the Grand Race. An all-out action-packed rally across Europe, where anything goes. Speed Republic. Written by Ryan K. Lindsay, with art by Emmanuel Parascandalo. Colors by Michelle Monti and letters by Jomette Gill. Coming February 2nd, 2022, from Mad Cave Studios.
I was like, there's no way she's about to do this to me right now. Oh my gosh.
Well, hello, everyone. Brittany, guess what? It's the top 10.
I'm still gonna beat your buns for earlier. She decided, oh yeah, you know what I'm gonna do while you're in the middle of a yawn, not covering your mouth, just mouth wide open for everything. I'm just gonna hit record. Thanks, Tia. Thanks.
You're welcome. But everyone, hello, welcome back. This is another top 10 by Geek Vibes Nation. It has been a hot minute since we've done this.
I'm gonna say, it used to be me laying in bed and like sitting here on the phone the way we used to call in to the show, and how that had to be set up, how you had to have a certain time. Now look at us. We're actually in person, full face on.
Transformed, I know. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's been probably 6 months almost since Brittany and I have done a top 10. Since then, you know, we've done coffee break and all that, and I've been on plenty of podcasts for Geek Vibes Nation. Brittany and I just had to take a break. Like, I'm speaking very candidly. We literally did the top 10 every single Sunday for about 3 years, and as Brittany,
for 2 hours we talked.
Yeah, and like as Brittany said, like we used to have to call in at a certain time. It was like super structured, and we were like, I think it was just something we got burnt out about. So I just wanted to give everyone a quick update before we even continue on to the rest of the top 10 right now. First of all, thank you so much to Mad Cave for sponsoring this video. You saw the video at the beginning of this video, so just make sure you go check them out. Again, thank you so much, Mad Cave, for sponsoring this month's top 10, which leads me into my next point. As opposed to the weekly top 10s that Brittany and I used to do in the past, to avoid burnout, we have decided that we are going to do the top 10 once a month, and that we're probably going to do the coffee break segments once a month. So you'll have 2 episodes from us per month, and I think that would be good. I think that's good, Brittany, right?
I think that is good. I think that's really good.
Yeah, and as you can see, I have a green screen.
I know. Tia's like, I'm coming into the future right now, girl.
Even though it's not like, it's on me. I didn't set it up that great, but as you can see, we got our top 10 with Tia. I don't even know if that flipped, whatever. I'm not going to stress about this. I did want to shout out Joanne for buying me this green screen. Thank you so much, Joanne.
Oh, snap. Thanks, Joanne. That's awesome.
Thanks, Joanne. I love it. It's just me who didn't set it up correctly. So
it's okay. I'll help you.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean, Brittany, we're into the new year, 2022. Oh my God.
I know. Isn't it kind of weird that it doesn't feel like the new year yet? And you're like, oh gosh, I think like the years just feel really weird and squished lately between with COVID and everything, where I'm like, man, I was like, I'm just ready for a new year. I'm ready for another fresh start.
I'm ready for a fresh start, and at the same time, I have like no expectations. I was talking about this the other day at work, where it was like, oh, what's your like hopes for 2022? And I'm like, none. Just stay alive at this point. Because I remember before 2020, Bryant and I, because like my friend Bryant, we always had this thing every year where we're like, this year of all years will be our year. And we always said that. And I remember before 2020, we're like, this year out of all years are going to be our year, right? We're done with the 2010s, we're into a new era, and then it's like bam. And so to me, I'm like, after 2 years of this thing going on practically a third, my main goal is just to stay alive.
Oh man, I feel that. I don't know what all I wanted for the new year. I was like, I have really low expectations. All I really wanted was to go to TwitchCon, and the more everything just keeps vamping up for the year, I'm like, everything's going to be canceled again, isn't it? I think even in Arkansas right now, our schools are going back to remote again, like public schools, and that's a lot for us. You know how it is. They don't like yeehaw. They don't like shutting things down.
Yeah, and no, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say they just announced too in Yonkers that they're going back to like remote learning. So yeah.
It do be like that sometimes. You think it don't, but it do.
It do be like that. Oh, I wanted to say before we like start with the list, right? So you know how we do the coffee break segments, there's this like Instagram page that I follow. They're called Lion Field Music. They're two like Italian guys who do funny TikToks reacting to people like breaking pasta, but they also have their like own music, and they do a Twitch stream called Coffee Break.
It do be like that. It do be like that.
It do be like that. And I'm like, great minds think alike. But anyway, so this is the top 10. I think that there is no better way to start off the new year with doing a top 10 projects that we are excited for. I will have to say that we have a new contributor for Geek Vibes Nation. His name is Sean. He loves writing lists, and so he's already done a top 10, I believe, movies that he was looking forward to in 2022. So I'll link that down below. But of course, we have to put our spin on it and do our favorite projects, which include movies and TV shows. If there's a video game you want to throw in there, you can do that as well.
I have a video game. Yeah, I do.
But we are going to change up the way that we're just going to test things out. We're going to change the way that we are doing the top 10, as opposed to kind of going back and forth and like talking for long extended periods of each one. I'm just going to go through my list of 5 right now. Brittany, if you want to hop in at any point, and if I mention something that you're like, ooh, I'm super excited for that, just let me know, and I will on the screen in post editing list what I just named right now. Okay.
Yes, you editing queen.
Filmora, sponsor us. All right, so first off, I have to start off with Bob's Burgers. They are coming out with a movie in 2022.
Are they really?
That's awesome. They are. So if you did not know that, you should know that. I love Bob's Burgers, the TV show. They're coming out with a movie this year. I'm not sure when. Of course, I'm going to add that all in post-production. So Bob's Burgers, obviously super excited for that movie, because I feel as if like we could all relate to Bob, Linda, and the kids. So Bob's Burgers, obviously number 1 for me. Then of course The Boys season 3 is coming out this year as well. I know
Dean, I would say with Jensen.
Oh my God, that's right. How do I forget
that?
Well, okay.
That's why we're still hoping for JD Morgan to come in.
Well, okay. So I have to say really quick, they just like The Boys just released a little teaser announcement like of the release date, which of course I forgot now at this point. Again, I will add that in post-production. But they just released like a date release announcement and everything. And so all it had was like Homelander and like Starlight in it. So for some reason, I completely forgot that Jensen Ackles is in season 3. I'm so excited. Yeah. The Boys season 3, 100% I'm looking forward to this year. It'll be like
I would say that's a good one. I really think I knew that they were wanting to take the whole hero villain thing a lot darker, like whether or not I know like The Voice has been out as a comic for a while, but I feel like this became the perfect storm for like a good like kind of anti-hero kind of reawakening in cinema, like or like TV shows in general, because I feel like we've had so many Marvel movies, so much like superhero stuff. They're like, haha, here's the show. where we hate all of them, and I feel like it's just it was a good it was a perfect storm for them.
And to be honest, I'm really looking forward to them like having us hate Jensen Ackles, because I love Jensen Ackles, but it's like I'm looking forward to us hating him. So yeah, so The Boys season 3, definitely. I have to do a shout out to the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel season 4 coming out. As you know, big fan, huge
Big
fan.
fan. There's just certain things I hope that don't happen in season 4. So when you say that,
there's no way. Let me explain this, and I always explain this. Brittany is saying,
I know. I don't believe it though. They're gonna hurt us. Every show hurts us.
That is very true. I will always say that I just don't trust me liking shows and them surviving, because every show I like gets canceled. And yes, I will bring up American Gods. I am still not happy. You liked American Gods too, so I don't need to see your eye roll.
I did, but I laughed because your heart has so held on to this.
Because they made us believe that they were going to give us like an actual conclusion. Even after they canceled American Gods, they were like, we are committed to finishing this story. Are you? Because it's been like a year now. But anyway, what Brittany is referring to is, like, really quick, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, while being a fictional story, does include the real life, like, well, it includes the character of the real life Lenny Bruce, who was a real life comedian back in the day, played by, oh my God, who plays him? Who plays Lenny Bruce in Marvelous? Brittany, quickly look
Luke
it
Kirby?
up. Yes. So
Of course I know.
Luke Kirby plays Lenny Bruce. If you're a Marvelous Mrs. Maisel fan, you are so looking forward to the day where Lenny and the main character Midge get together. Problem is, in real life, the real Lenny Bruce died in 1966. Season 3 of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel takes place in the year 1960. No way they're jumping 6 years in season 4. So we're good. We're good, Brittany.
Yeah, but what if they skip at the end and they're like, and she's like still thinking about her good friend Lenny and how she wished things could have been different, and then they give some emotional turmoil. I don't trust shows not to hurt me, Tia.
Yeah, I don't.
I just finished Breaking Bad. I trust nothing any longer.
Oh, you just finished it? You just finished it?
I fully finished. We finished watching it the day before yesterday. That's why I started Better Call Saul last night.
Oh yeah, Brittany has been like freaking out trying to get me to watch Better Call Saul. I will say,
because it's got Mike.
I'm definitely planning on watching it. I just finished Cobra Kai season 4, which was phenomenal. And so leading into my next pick right now, another show that I'm looking forward to in 2002, and I actually don't have to wait very long because it's going on Amazon Prime, and I just got the screeners for it, is the Jack Reacher show. And I'm sure not a lot of people have heard about this, but it comes from Amazon Prime. It's based on the Jack Reacher novels, and Amazon Prime did a really good job with Jack Ryan, and it looks like Jack Reacher is kind of in the same vein as that, even though they're two different properties. And let me show you the actor really quick who's playing Jack Reacher. And again, not to like throw it in anyone's face, but I did get the screeners recently for it. And I can't wait to watch that. My review will be out. I think the embargo is the 4th of February. Like, look at this. Let me show you this man. Look at this man. Alan Richard. Do you see that? Look at this man.
Yeah. Why does he look so familiar?
He was in Titans. He played this character, Hawk. So he was in Titans.
Okay. I get you.
Yeah. So definitely looking forward to that. And finally, I feel like I have so many other little things that I could be excited for, but I want to like kind of, because I could obviously say like Stranger Things season 4, Umbrella Academy season 3, but I want to kind of give light to a new series. The Sandman is going on Netflix this year. And for those who don't know The Sandman, it is also another Neil Gaiman property. Neil Gaiman is, of course, the man who wrote American Gods. He's behind Good Omens and a ton of other things. The Sandman is essentially like, if you know Neil Gaiman as a writer, some of his biggest works have been, say, American Gods, Good Omens, and the Sandman. So that's premiering on Netflix this year. It literally has a ton of like amazing cast, including Boyd Holbrook is going to be in it. And shit, I forget.
That's all she's excited for. That's all.
No.
I didn't even need to hear the rest of it. You just said Boyd Holbrook. I'd been like, yeah, Tia's ready.
Okay, but also let me tell you that, okay, so you know the actress who plays Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones? She's playing Lucifer in the Sandman. Come through. 6'3". All right.
Oh no. Oh
shit.
yes. Have you seen those TikToks that go, "Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry." That's me. That's me. That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about this because again, it's another Neil Gaiman property, and the selfish part of me also says, well, if this is successful, maybe we'll get some more American Gods because they'll see how successful a Neil Gaiman project is. So anyway, what are you going to say? Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I have some friends that with American Gods, they were obsessed with like, is it a book or multiple books? I always forget that because I always want to say it's one book.
Of American
Gods? But then
Gods?
they've stretched it. Yeah.
No. It was one book. It's just really big.
Okay, because that was one thing I kept getting confused by. And they were like so upset with the series because towards the end they didn't like what all the different like the last season, and they were all excited that it got canceled. And so I wonder, did they start to lose like their core audience at some point, and that's what caused the cancellation, or what?
It was like a combo of different things. Each season had a different showrunner, and each season seemed to adapt the book in a different way. Like the first season, and I've talked a lot about this with Michael Cook, who is another fantastic collaborator of ours, who says that as much as like people enjoyed the first season, it's very different than the book. And so it's like clear that the people who are praising the first season are just really big fans of like Michael Green and Brian Fuller, as opposed to being fans of the actual book. Second season was all over the place because of the showrunner change. And then the third season, I think people at that point were just tired of different showrunners and the whole Orlando Jones controversy. Which I would say is all valid criticism, but again, a selfish part of me who just enjoyed the show was like, you literally like had one last season worth of story to tell, and you could have done it. Or I say this like, and Michael and I talk all the time about it. Like, if you give us just a 2-hour movie to like television movie to wrap things up, I will be happy for it. But I'll forever be sad and hopeful. And we're probably
I just want Sweeney to come back.
No, we're definitely not getting it just because like Pablo Schreiber is off to the Halo series. Yetedi Bakati just has been cast in a few different projects. So I think like almost the hope that anything's going to happen with American Gods is kind of like lost. But stranger things have happened. They brought back spoiler alert, they brought back Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire for fucking Spider-Man No Way Home. So things can happen. Strange things can happen.
You know what I wondered, by the way, too, is like, here's your spoiler warning, you're about to get all of it. But like I was thinking, could technically Sony still own Spider-Man, right? Could not technically Sony revamp the Tobey Maguire like that series? Could they not revamp the Andrew Garfield?
Brittany, don't give the Spider-Man fans hope. Don't you know that ever since that movie came out, people have been calling for give Andrew his third movie.
Well, I'm like, why not? I mean, you've tied in that the multiverse exists, right? You've tied in that you brought back all these people that died back, right? You've brought everyone back. I'm like, so like, I would love to see like Octavius get his own movie. Like, I want to see villain movies.
I think you
I
just
also
really
just
want.
love
I think you just want to see Alfred Molina back. I think that's what it is. You called me predictable and like selfish for just being like, "Oh, Boyd Holbrook's in The Sandman. That's why I'm excited." You're only advocating for Andrew and Toby to come back so that you could get more Alfred Molina. Let's not lie.
I the behind the scenes of him singing "If I Were a Rich Man" with his like Doc Ock suit lives in my head. I just need you to know that. I just need you to know that.
I do love that. By the way, if you didn't know, that's from Fiddler on the Roof, a great musical.
I've never seen that.
You should. It's very good.
I should, because as a kid I was like, oh, that's the song from If I Were a Rich Girl.
Yeah,
because when you're a kid, right, you're like, oh, what's this?
Oh my god, Gwen Stefani and Eve were so original with that, and it's like, no, they weren't at all.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah,
so
those are the 5 projects that I am looking forward to in 2002. Again, I'll put it right here in post-production. Brittany, if you wanted to talk about any of them, we can. If not, let's get to your list.
I was trying to think. That's why I've tried to jump in on a couple of them while we're talking about them. For Bob's Burger, I mean, that's going to be an amazing movie. I feel like, I don't know, Bob's Burger really hit everyone like hard. And I think it's because it doesn't, so many shows now stress me out when I watch them, but Bob's Burger is always like, the family always still loves each other. I never want to sit there and just cry every time. There's not really a continuity between the episodes, so if there was an issue in one episode, you're not going to have to face it in another episode.
Yeah, you can kind of just skip around, which like I've done plenty of times, just gone to like season 4 and watched and everything, and that's kind of it, you know?
Yeah, and so I kind of appreciate that, where I'm like, this is good, wholesome fun, where I'm not stressed out. There's a lot of times when me and Aaron are eating dinner, we just put on Bob's Burger just because we're like, this is like no stress. This is just like nice funniness. Trying to think on some of your other choices.
So I did The Boys season 3. I did Jack Reacher. I did The Sandman, and then I also did The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel season 4. So,
and you know how I feel about Luke Kirby.
Don't
get me wrong, I love you, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, but Lenny Bruce.
No, I really do. I mean, they have to bring in Luke Kirby. They've brought him in for literally every season, even if it's only one episode. So I am looking forward to that. I actually just got my mom into the show and she binged all 3 seasons. So I'm very happy.
Gosh.
I know.
I need to get my mom in on it.
I feel like she would love it. My mom was like, oh my God, I love the outfits. And I was like, hell yeah, you do.
Yes. Like, also, me and mom always watched Monk growing up as a kid. And realizing that's the dad.
He's so good in it. He's so good in it too.
He is so good. It's so crazy because at the beginning you're just like, these gender stereotypes and the parents, they suck. And then you're like, oh, okay, the parents do love her, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I mean, that was like a big thing when I first started watching the show. I was like, you know, I really like, because, you know, it's like the late 1950s. Now it's like 1960. And you're like, oh, these parents are really pissing me off with their like extremely outdated, like, you know, views and everything. But then it's like growth.
You get a growth. You get a growth. Everyone gets. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
No, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, awesome. So, if you are also looking forward to any of the 5 projects that I mentioned, please comment down below. That, I guess, was Tia's segment of the top 10. Let's get on to Brittany's.
I was going to say, I'm going to start out and kind of like softball it. I'm really excited for Pokemon Legends Arceus. And you'll laugh, okay? Because you didn't really grow up playing Pokemon, did you?
Yeah, I did. I like this girl thinks that I'm like not my age.
I'm just
I'm 31 years old. A thinks I'm not my age. It also thinks like I've never like touched a game or anime in my life. No. Let me school you. Let me school you, youngin.
I have
here.
a reason why I'm going to say this in a second for Tia.
No, but I have a reason. Let me school you, youngin. I owned a Game Boy Color. I owned all the red, blue, silver, golds and shit like that. I watched the original. I'm an OG. Everyone else is just playing catch up. That being said, go ahead.
This is the same woman who is like, I was like, oh, I love Pokemon. She's like, oh, I never really cared for Pokemon. You know, I just really love Digimon.
Digimon was better, but it's
so how was I supposed to assume that you just like played Pokemon games after the only game that Tia knows how to play is SSX Tricky.
That's not true.
And give me time, I'll beat her ass.
That's not true. That's not true. I grew up playing the original Mario Brothers on the original Nintendo. I don't want to hear. This is so insulting. You are being so insulting.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay, with Pokemon, right? So since like, you know, the normal setup for Pokemon, right? The whole running around, you get your starter and everything. Pokemon Legends Arceus is basically supposed to be like their first like open world game, like before people really caught Pokemon, like the beforehand, you know, it was like, because there's like a lot of mentions for Pokemon, kind of like that there was a war, right? That was like the thing about like Lieutenant Surge and, you know, his Raichu and everything. I don't remember if you know Pokemon lore since you're such a gamer. But no, it's just like it's like them learning how to make Pokeballs. It was supposed to be, everybody really wanted something like Skyrim, right? They really wanted something that would be like, oh, you felt like you were interacting with the world. So that's finally coming out this year. I think it actually got pushed back. I think it was actually supposed to come out last year, but so for my number one pick, I'm just really excited about Pokemon. Right, well, are you looking it up right now?
No, I was messaging you right now. Don't call me out.
Girl, you look so obvious and the reflection is in your glasses. You ain't smooth. You ain't smooth. My second one is probably gonna be for I'm trying to think. Let me see. I'm going to have to go with Elden Ring. So I don't know if you've heard about Dark Souls or Demon Souls or any of those kind of games. Have you?
I have. Like, there's this, really quick, there's this, like, YouTube page called, like, Game Ranks or something like that. And they're, like, constantly doing lists. So, like, Elder Scrolls always pops up on it. What? What?
Sorry, I was laughing because I was talking about Demon Soul, and you brought up Elder Scrolls.
Oh, I thought
that was earlier. No, that was with Pokemon. No, so Elden Ring is supposed to be. I think it's made by the same people that made like Dark Souls and Demon Souls, right? And that's why it's like I don't fully know it. I just know Dark Souls 3 came out years ago. I've got to actually think when it came out. But people haven't had another Dark Souls game since then. And well, there was Bloodborne, which was a lot like it, but they're notoriously these really hard games. That was some of my biggest jumpstart when I started Twitch was I was playing Dark Souls 3 because you would have to go against the same boss like 10, 15 times to beat them. And so people would get really ramped up. Like I watched one of my friends try to beat a boss for like hours, legitimate hours. I no, this is how long it took him to beat this boss. Is I raided him, fell asleep, woke up the next morning, he was still trying to beat this boss. And so Elden Ring is like another one of those games, and it's supposed to be beautiful, it's supposed to be like more open world, like things you can do. So I'm really excited about that game because I know instantly I'm just going to be streaming it till completion. I've got to beat this game. It's like a matter of pride with those games. And so for me, like being like not great at video games, even though I love that used to be my motto on my Twitch was not great at video games but love playing them. And so for me, I felt like so good after I beat it. I was like, okay, I have to play the next one. As for that, I think I'm gonna wrap up with just like my video game stuff. But As for movies, I'm really ready for Thor: Love and Thunder because,
Yes.
well, Love and Thunder. I don't know. I just ready for another Thor movie because I will admit I hated the first Thor movies. I was like, I hate this character. I hate that they basically gave him no substance. They were just like, oh, here's a character. He's dreamy. He's hot. He has no personality. He was a himbo.
No,
Tia.
and like if I can like interrupt really quick and like, pull a Kanye West right now.
Oh my gosh, do it.
No, but I like totally agree. The first two Thors and even the first two Avengers, I mean, Thor was like my least likable character. It's no surprise.
Only
Like,
Loki came from him. That was
well,
the only thing that mattered about Thor at that point.
well, I was gonna say the first two Thor movies I only strictly watched because of Loki, and then even like I can still watch the first Thor. Thor: The Dark World is almost unbearable to the point where like I strictly just fast forward to the Loki scenes, and I mean
As you should.
yeah, exactly. And so the first like Avengers, Thor was just so like, as you said, just there for me. I really didn't see anything in him. So before Thor Ragnarok came out, right? Like we had gotten the trailer. I remember trailer looked good, and then there were rumors circulating around about like Avengers Infinity War, and there was this one rumor that said, oh, Avengers Infinity War will focus primarily on like Thanos, Doctor Strange, and Thor. And I was like, oh, I really don't like Thor. But then I saw Ragnarok and I was like, this character is so transformed for me. And he has been a gem ever since.
I want to say, because at that point he had about as much substance as Hawkeye, and like that's why I was sitting there going, you gave him all this movie and stuff, but it's like he's not even. I don't know. He wasn't even fun, and I felt like all they had to do was kill off his dad to give him substance. Is that all you had to do? That's awful.
It's like all you need to do, I guess, was just like give him like the power, like give Chris Hemsworth the power to actually like put some personality in this character. Because I mean, even the moments where like Thor is sad in Ragnarok, or he's sad in Infinity War, he's like Joanne, I think, pointed out that in Endgame, it was like Thor gave us so much, even though everyone kind of like laughed at first, the whole like fat Thor thing. And for those who are listening to this on like just podcasts like Spotify and everything, I'm doing quotations, right? Air quotes.
Yeah. Air quotes.
Air quotes. But it's like that symbolized so much. Like it was just so much more than him just like being kind of like goofy because he, looked different. It's like it should. My whole point is the fact that like Chris Hemsworth could still kind of be goofy but still get the whole like depression point across in Endgame was really great. And like I'm just, as you said, everything we've seen from Chris Hemsworth as Thor since Ragnarok has just made me more excited for, because that was the thing, right? The first two Thors and the first two Avengers, we had shit Thor content, right? So when we actually got good Thor, I was like, no way can you end it right now. So when they announced that he was getting a fourth movie, I'm like, yeah, because we got to keep this going.
I would say the moment they cut off his hair, I was like, okay, now I can like him.
Well, you hated his hair. I liked his hair, and it looks like the hair's coming back because the hair came back in Endgame. No, I'm sorry. I loved in Endgame when all of a sudden he's like, he summons Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, and it's like, instead of them like say making him trim again, right, like making him thin or something, they're like, no,
they go like,
they made him like some badass Viking. They like braided his beard.
More like, I would say it was more like accurate for like what he would have looked like in that. 'Cause that's kind of a big thing with like even like the video games for like not just saying like with Marvel, I'm just saying like when they're actually talking about Thor. See, he's not just some skinny, trim, like buff dude. He's normally like seen as a little more like heavier set,
right.
and I was like, oh no, I just thought it was cool.
It's more godlike, and I like that. Yeah. And I think that's what we're getting in Love and Thunder. I'm excited for it too. I'm sorry to like kind of hijack your like moment.
No, you're good.
But just everything about Thor Love and Thunder looks great. Taika Waititi is coming back to direct. You have Christian Bale, and that's the thing, is that like everyone loves to be like, oh, like you have some, and I'm just saying, like, listen, people like Martin Scorsese can have their opinions on the Marvel movies, but the fact that you have some directors and actors talk so down about these superhero films, and I'm like, I'm sorry. The fact that the likes of like Christian Bale, Angelina Jolie, Salma Hayek want to be in Marvel films should tell you something. So anyway, Thor Love and Thunder, 100%. I echo that.
Yeah, definitely. I'm also excited about, let me look at the others on my list real quick. I'm trying to see which ones I like better. I'm really excited for the new Batman movie that's coming out,
Oh, with
because
Robert
that's supposed to
Pattinson.
be, yes, because for one, Robert Pattinson hasn't been in anything, it feels like, in years. Like, I know he's been in things, but like actually, I don't know, been a frontliner with it. And so I'm just interested to see how a new Batman movie would do, because I felt like the Justice League movies, it was kind of like Batman took back kind of his like campy role, like almost kind of, I don't know. I didn't care for that Batman. So I'm hoping for another like edgy, kind of like the Christopher Nolan trilogy, kind of like that grittier feel to it. Because it's like, what you say?
I was just gonna say, it feels like we're gonna get that.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, by the way, is this the same Batman movie that's like, I know like there's been this whole hubbub about like Batman doing something with Catwoman. I'm trying to say it gently for YouTube or wherever we're putting this. Do you think they'll do that in the movie? Because people have been like making mentions towards it.
God, I hope so.
I hope so too. And then people who said, "Oh, Batman wouldn't do that," and it's like,
okay, so then no one has read a comic, because Batman and Catwoman get down and dirty in like every comic book issue that they're in. So like, stop it.
yeah, they have a like. I was about to say they have a son, but that was oh. What's Ra's al Ghul's daughter's name again?
Oh,
I'm trying to remember.
Talia.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for Batman. You'll laugh.
I was gonna say, if you were gonna move on, I just wanted to interject for 2 seconds to talk about the Batman.
Do it, girl.
I was just gonna say really quick, I'm very excited for that as well. It looks great. It looks nice and gritty. Matt Reeves looks like he's doing a fantastic job in directing it. Robert Pattinson is completely blowing every expectation I ever had for him, so that's fantastic. Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, beautiful. Jeffrey Wright as Lieutenant Gordon, amazing. And also really funny, speaking about Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck in a recent interview has said like filming the Justice League was like the worst experience of his life. So it's like, we win automatically.
That's
right
pretty
here.
bad.
I know.
That's pretty bad when he feels that way.
Stop asking the man if he's coming back as Batman. Like, stop it. But
he does not want it.
I will say, you made a fantastic point where you said that Batman in those movies always felt as if he was taking a back seat. Our good friends over at the Main Damie, Dan, Anthony, and Mark, actually did an episode of They Call This a Movie, talking about the 2017 version of Justice League, where they talk exactly about that, how cool of a character Batman is, and how much of a backseat Batman took in the Justice League. So I highly suggest.
Dan loves Batman.
But that's what I'm saying. He was really good at it. He wasn't sitting there from a standpoint of not liking Batman. He loves Batman. Yeah. Everything he was saying was valid. So I'm definitely going to link that episode down below. Dan, if you're listening, you and Mark, amazing.
Yes, amazing.
Amazing. Sorry, but go ahead.
I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. I think I had something else to say about Batman, but I couldn't quite remember it. I'm trying to remember.
My bad.
It's gone. No, you're good. I think for my last pick, I think that's number 5. I'm gonna have to go with the new Buzz Lightyear movie that's coming out.
I saw the commercial. Looks so cute.
It does look so cute. And my reasoning for is one, had a childhood crush on Buzz Lightyear
Oh,
as a child. and do you not remember TV, like the Disney TV shows that they had for like basically it was they had a TV show for him that was supposed to be like it was supposed to be in space. And it was supposed to be like, oh, he had like his own like little squad and they would go do stuff and like stop crime. And it was supposed to like go after like his TV show within the movies. You know what I mean? Like the reason why he even had the action figure in the first place. And so it's supposed to be like that, but in this where it's like he's not a toy, he's still like Space Commander or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know, it looks really good. Like the animation looks really good.
The animation looks great. The fact that it's Chris Evans like voicing
him. I wanted to say Chris Hemsworth for a second because of just talking, but then I was like, wait, which Chris is it? Do you want Chris Evans? Do you want Chris Hemsworth? Wait, who's the other Chris?
Chris Pratt?
Chris Pratt?
And
wait,
Chris Pine?
Chris Pine. God, there's too many Chris's.
Which Chris you want? We got all the Chris's. Yeah.
Oh no,
that did look really cute. They showed the trailer when I went to go see Spider-Man No Way Home, and I was like, this kind of looks cute. I kind of am digging this. And at the end, didn't the trailer end with him like to infinity? And I was like, say it, say it.
Oh, by the way, when does the new the Mario like movie come out? Wait, is that in 2022? Let me see. You've heard about the new Mario movie, haven't you?
Yeah, with Chris Pratt voicing, which is so random.
Here, let me see Mario movie. Yeah, it comes out. It comes out 2022. That's gonna be my honorable mention. It's supposed to come out December 21st with Chris Pratt as Mario, Charlie Day as Luigi. Is it Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, and Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong? Like
such a random
Bowser.
To me, the only thing that makes sense in that list is Jack Black as Bowser, and I say that with the utmost love for Jack Black.
I love Jack Black. Can they just make this movie a musical? Can we just have that instead? And Bowser goes, "I'm the devil." Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That movie's so good.
Yes, Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny is fabulous. I love that list. I will put it here for you guys to see in post-production. An honorable mention for me is definitely the upcoming Moon Knight show on Disney Plus, because you got Oscar Isaac. It's like the beginning of the dark universe for Marvel, because you introduce Moon Knight, we getting Blade, right? You get like what if we get like John Byrne? Like, listen, they already brought back Charlie Cox as Daredevil, and they brought back Vincent D'Onofrio as Fisk. I just don't see any reason why you don't bring back John Bernthal.
Really quick about Vincent D'Onofrio. Mm-hmm. One of my friends was talking about the range that he had for characters that he's played, mm-hmm. and I was like, yeah. And then they showed a picture of him in Men in Black, and I didn't realize he was scary dude. I didn't realize that was him. I was so terrified of him as a child.
He was the bug guy who everything. That was I know, it was so gross, but it was like, oh my god. But Vincent D'Onofrio has been in our lives since we were kids, and it's like, honestly, I love Vincent D'Onofrio.
Sorry,
Daddy. Sorry, Daddy.
Daddy, sorry.
I loved I will sit here really quick and say I absolutely loved the Hawkeye show, and I never thought I would say that ever. And it's not even just Vincent D'Onofrio's involvement, but Vincent D'Onofrio's involvement was really cool. I don't know if you've seen clips, but they definitely have like kept him kind of the same. Like, if you watch it, it feels just like the Wilson Fisk from the Daredevil show. It's like there is no difference, but the only thing is that they made like his version of Wilson Fisk now stronger, like how he would be in the comics. Because like, I'm telling you, and like, spoiler alert, but there's at some point in the freaking show that he's like literally rips the car door off, and I'm like, listen, I know that he literally like unalived someone with a car door, in the
Yeah.
Daredevil show, but he wasn't strong enough to literally rip the door off. And it's like, no, he was able to like rip the door off. So I think they're like, yeah, this is the same Fisk, but in like this world, we just pretend that he's always been like this strong. Because I think in the comics, like he has a little bit of like, not like superhuman strength, but like advanced, like enhanced strength.
I'm gonna say, would you call it enhanced?
Would I call it
Which,
enhanced?
by the way, I had a friend that had never seen Wilson Fisk, and they hadn't watched any of the TV shows, but I knew that they were about to see the Spider-Man movie. So I said, "Oh, do you want to see Wilson Fisk, rage out?"
Yeah.
And I showed the scene with like the Russian dudes, and he was like, he said something like, "Are they gonna like bust his head open?" And I was like, "You'll see." And then like the car scene happened, and they were like, "Oh, he's still going. I think he's dead. I think this guy is unalive now. I think you can stop now." And I was like, "No, he's still going.
He's dead, Jim. He's dead."
He's dead, Jim.
He's dead. No, I loved it. And I just think it's very excited for the future of Marvel. If I could say, like in general, what I'm looking forward to in 2022 is just like the advancement of like Marvel. Marvel just keeps going, man. It just keeps going. It's like if you thought that they were done after Endgame, you were so sorely mistaken, because it's just getting better. Like obviously they're changing shit, they're bringing back characters, and it's like the possibilities are endless. So if I could just put like overall like what I'm excited for in 2022, the Marvel universe, always.
I know it's always we simp for the Marvel universe.
Listen,
but it's hard. It's been the only movie. It's like with the lack of movies that have been happening since COVID happening, it's kind of like I'll take what I can get right now.
Honestly, seriously, like the other day I met up with Kelly, another one of our fabulous contributors, our marketing director here, and I met up with her and she was like, "What are you watching?" And I'm like, "I feel like I'm not watching anything. Like I feel like, because there is like hard, like, yeah, okay, I finished watching Hawkeye. I know the Book of Boba is out. I just haven't gotten a chance to like sit down and watch it.
I haven't either.
Which is
crazy. I hear everybody's so excited about it, and I'm like, I know I need to watch it, but
I know I need to watch it too, because like The Mandalorian is good. Mandalorian season 3 is coming out this year. And I just haven't gotten a chance to like sit down and watch it. I'm glad that at the very least I've been able to like keep up with Cobra Kai, because that was just amazing. You
didn't slow Johnny.
I loved Johnny and Hawk. Like I loved all of their stories. The Terry Silver like twist at the end was crazy, so that was really good. And besides that, it's like, so there's obviously things now to look forward to, but like literally I went back and watched this show like called Panic that came out earlier in 2021, which was canceled, which it's like, of course, it's like I haven't even started watching the show yet at that point, and already it was canceled. Like any show I touch gets canceled. It's like, it's terrible. I should just stop watching TV shows.
Are you a jinx, Tia?
I am a jinx. Like I shouldn't even probably watch the screeners for Jack Reacher, because me watching that alone will like guarantee that.
Dang, Tia, that's some self-loathing there.
I know. But the moral of the story is Brittany and I are very excited for what's to come in 2022. I'm also really excited now that we're doing this to continue the top 10. I am, even in this like one episode that we're currently recording, I really like our new structure. I like our new our new promise to do this once a month. I think that will really bring some great content, not just for ourselves, but also for those who are listening. Because I know there was a few of them last year that we did that we were literally like scraping the bottom of the barrel. Like
I know, we were like, have we done this one before? And we're like, yeah.
It's like literally we've done this before, but literally we have no other ideas other than this. So let's do it. So I'm happy for this. If you guys like our new format and everything, give this a like, let us know and all that. Brittany, I think if we have nothing else left to say, we can kind of wrap up and you can let everyone know where they can find you and what you got going on.
I was gonna say, as always, you can find me on Twitch at itty bitty Brit. I'm also on Twitter at itty bitty Brit0, which I'm trying to think if that's the same for my TikTok or not. I put an occasional TikTok out there. I'm actually doing D&D tonight. I started doing that on Sundays. We're trying to get back into a rhythm with it. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun playing Cyberpunk. Yeah, I feel like if you if you ever get the chance to play Cyberpunk, you need to. I feel like you'd be obsessed with it. Imagine GTA, but you're able to play it, like make your own character, make decisions, go through different like storylines. I just feel like you'd be obsessed with it. And on a side note, this is Whiskey.
Hello, Whiskey.
Hello, Whiskey.
For those who are listening on the just audio version, Brittany showcased one of her cats, but I feel
one of five.
Did Cyberpunk like help itself, because when it came out didn't it have like a shit ton of bugs and people were like freaking out about it?
Well, I think a big issue with it was that it wasn't ready to come out and they kept pushing it back, but I think they had pushed it back so much at a point that they felt that they couldn't do it again. And it really is a very what's the word I'm looking for? Like when something's really big, like it's really what's the word?
Overhyped?
Not overhyped. Well, it's just that it was very, they were trying a lot for it. They were going up far beyond like what most things were doing at that point, with storylines, with graphics. And it originally was supposed to come out on the Xbox One and PS4, and it kind of did. Realized that it was completely like it could not run on it. It was like basically melting their systems because it was just too rough on them. So then they said, I think it came out for PS5, and the new Xbox, the Series X, and for PC. And even like I have a 2060, which is like my graphics card, which is pretty good. It's not the best, but even sometimes it was starting to like fudge with it. And they had a lot of bugs, a lot of issues. And now they put out like, I think it was like this huge update. It had to have been like probably like 40 gigabytes or more of like updates that I had to update before I even played this game. And so it really is an awesome game, and the storylines are great. All of it's great. I do run into bugs every now and then, like with frame rate issues where my whole system is like, you'll be like following someone and it goes and you're like, oh, please don't crash my computer right now. Please don't crash. Because last time, like when I first tried to play it, it shut down my entire computer while I was streaming. I was like, oh my God, please say it's not melting.
Oh shit. Well,
it was ambitious. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay.
Ambitious.
I mean, I look forward to it. You know, I love catching your streams when I can. I hope that all those who are watching and listening, please make sure that you check out Brittany. She is a very dedicated streamer who spends a lot of her time trying to entertain you all. And I would say that it works. You got a lot of awesome people in the chat, and they actually like remember me when I go in. Like a few of them are like,
they love
you. You guys know me?
Yes, they also, because they were also loving our podcasts and stuff. Some of them pop in, they like, by the way, I saw this one and you said something and I didn't agree with you, and I was like, you sons of bitches.
Well, for all of Brittany's followers who are listening, again, we're doing the top 10 once a month, and we're doing the coffee break once a month, so make sure you tune in for that. I think I repeated that a few times, but I'll repeat it once more. We're doing coffee break and top 10 once a month. So those are 2 episodes from us that you can look forward to on Geek Vibes Nation. GeekVibesNation.com has links to all of our social medias. If you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please make sure that you are. We are also on Spotify, iHeart, all that good stuff. And we're on Twitter, Instagram. Make sure that you're following us. We have a plethora of different podcasts and shows. If you're into Star Wars, Marvel, DC, comic books, anything and everything. Again, we have Michael Cook, who is absolutely fantastically amazing. We have a newcomer, Sean, who loves to put out lists as well. Mike Vaughn has been doing awesome unboxings. Dylan is amazing. Marty's amazing. Kelly's amazing. Dom's amazing. Everyone in friggin' Geek Vibes Nation is amazing. And shout out to the VIP, MVP, and all that, Juwan and Kanan, because without them, we would not be able to run. And again, thank you, Mad Cave Studios, for sponsoring this video. Again, give us a like and a sub, and we appreciate you. Make sure you're following me also on Twitter, TC_Stark. I would put in my Instagram, which I usually do, but I'm like hardly posting on that. So just make sure that you check me out on Twitter. It's just honest.
I feel that.
It's just honest. So yeah, guys, thank you again. This was the top 10 Geek Vibes Nation, and we will see you all later. Bye.
Bye.